Hello, my name is Megan Wayner. I am an implementation consultant at MBA Health Group. Today I will be covering how to use v11 Note within the Allscripts Enterprise EHR application. By the end of this recording, you will learn all of the great benefits of using v11 Note, how to navigate through the note authoring workspace, the different ways you can document a visit in v11 Note, and an approved workflow many practices use for their note documentation. The v11 Note module is a tool that providers and their staff use for clinical note creation. These notes can then be found in the patient chart. An electronic medical note contains all information pertinent to the encounter between a provider and their patient and is documented using structured templates. Notes are generally categorized based on visit type, and specific note forms compile into the note based on the visit type selected. These forms could also compile based on the patient's age or gender. There are so many benefits to using this module. This includes the ability to use knowledge-based structured templates. These templates have been created with the practice in mind in order to meet all documentation needs. In addition to using structured note forms, users have the ability to add free text to any section throughout the note. With v11 Note, users are able to capture discrete data for reporting. Providers also have the ability to use the Evaluation and Management Coder, or E&M Coder, which gives the provider a recommendation for the proper CPT code using medicine-based findings. The E&M Coder can then be used to post the recommended visit charge to the charge encounter summary. Another benefit to using this module is that users can now create multiple documents from just one note. When carbon copy functionality is set up, the system can automatically send the referring or consulting provider a copy of the note by a predetermined communication method. This can be via fax or print for a referring provider, or if the provider is an internal user, you can choose to send them a review task. Another great benefit is that many practices have experienced reduction in overhead costs for transcription services and increased revenue as a result of better documentation that's now easy to read. The note authoring workspace is the location in which a provider documents their medical note. The clinical toolbar is located at the top of the note authoring workspace. And a user can navigate through the clinical desktop component tabs during the documentation process. This is a quick way to check a previous clinical note or review the patient's health management plan. The table of contents is located on the left side of the note authoring workspace, where users can easily navigate through the different sections of the note. By right-clicking in the table of contents, a user can add new sections, forms, or images to the note if needed. Once information is entered into this section of a note, the font of that section will become bolded, as shown here. The note input area is where the user selects and enters data regarding the encounter. The provider can also review patient information that has been cited into the note, such as active problems. Once a selection or entry has been made, the system renders the text of the note at the bottom of the screen. This area is called the note accumulator. Here, you could add free text to any of the sections. The output documents located at the bottom left of the screen show which documents will generate from the note. You can customize these to include only the sections you want. To preview how the note will look, you simply select View, and a preview of the note output will display. There are various methods for documenting in the note. As mentioned, there are note forms, and these are the building blocks of v11 Note. They enable you to quickly document your notes while capturing discrete data. So there are pre-delivered note forms that are standard, as well as specialty-specific note forms. And you can choose to use these delivered note forms. Or these can be customized by one of our implementation consultants to fit your specific needs. As mentioned before, cited information is pulled from the patient chart into the note. This could be the patient's active problems, past medical history, surgical history, family history, among much more. A provider could also free text, as mentioned before. And this can be done in either the note accumulator, or sometimes there is an actual note form within the note that allows the user to free text. A user can also insert images from the Allscripts Enterprise Library or import patient-specific images as long as the image is under 518 kilobytes. I'm going to insert a respiratory image. And once the image is entered, the provider can document on the image however they like. Here, I've outlined the note authoring workspace for your review. Another method for documentation, in addition to the ones I reviewed in the note, is dictation or voice recognition. Dictation is a module utilized in the system that incorporates transcription services. Voice recognition bypasses transcription services and allows for direct input of documentation. Now I will take you through an improved workflow for documenting an initial visit in the application. Based on your practice's workflow, the clinical staff could start the note for you. If that's the case, you can navigate to the note by clicking on the note icon within the daily schedule. Once a note is signed and finalized, the note icon will then have a green check mark through it, as shown here. The more conventional way of navigating to the note would be by double-clicking on the patient in the daily schedule and then selecting the New Note button in the clinical toolbar. MBA Health Group can help to customize workflows to meet your practice's specific needs. Once the note selector displays, the next step is to select the visit type. Oops, I lost my recording. Hold on. Okay. I've selected an initial visit as the visit type. And then the next step would be to review any chief complaints or add a new chief complaint. I'm going to add the chief complaint of cough. Once you are satisfied with your selections, you can select OK. If your history of present illness section is set up to auto-compile and there is a symptom form related to the chief complaint that you've selected, it will automatically populate in the history of present illness section. Once the note authoring workspace displays, you can go ahead and start documenting the note. You could document the reason for visit, document the history of present illness, complete the review of systems forms. Then you can go ahead and review the patient's active problems, past medical history, surgical history, family history, social history, current meds, allergies, vitals that were taken, and any recent results or data. Next, the provider can go ahead and document the physical exam. And then assess any problems. Next, the plan section will show any orders that the provider places. After the provider has placed all of the orders for the encounter, they can go ahead and document the discussion summary section. This can be done with free text or using dictation. Next, the provider can review the output documents. And once satisfied with the output documents, they could go ahead and sign and finalize the note. I've signed the note and selected author as the signature type, also selecting make final. Then you could go ahead and select OK. The encounter summary will display, listing all the items that will be added to the patient chart. Once the provider is satisfied to save the information to the patient chart, go ahead and select Save and Continue. If you chose to print any documents, the print dialog screen will display. And then any documents will print to the printer that you selected. Based on the navigation preferences set for your site, you will then be navigated back to either the daily schedule or possibly the charge encounter. Here we are navigated back to the daily schedule, so the doctor can then go on to their next patient. So now you know all of the great benefits of using v11 Note, how to navigate through the note authoring workspace, the different ways you can document a visit in v11 Note, and an approved workflow many practices use for their note documentation. Here is another snapshot of consulting services MBA Health Group can provide. We offer a wide range of EHR services that can help increase your organization's productivity and efficiency. Please visit our new website at www.mbahealthgroup.com to see a comprehensive list of all the services we offer. This last slide concludes our webinar for today. Thank you for your time, and I hope that you've learned all the key points you need to document in v11 Note. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions or would like more information.